Oh, hey, get ready to enjoy this great podcast with Courtney and her friends, fueled by Salt and Smoke. You're cute.
Sometimes things are tough, but if you got your family, it's enough. Making lots of friends along the way, especially in the Great Taste Gang. We've got your latest food news and scores from the Cardinals and the Blues. Nikki's part of the crew, and Greg Warren too. SeaWorld and Brando and Casey too. And Ethan and Sean and Emily and Mark and Marty and Randy, Guy and Risley and all the moms and convies. Welcome to the Courtney Show.
I'm really proud of Tim Convey for making it in through all the fog. Driving home from Kansas City in all the fog. Getting here early with all the fog.
You're a new man.
You deserve an award.
Thank you. I know that a lot of people were sending good vibes. A lot of people were thinking about me these last couple of days, and I'm grateful. Made it through. Full disclosure, Greg drove yesterday through the fog, which was honestly worse than this morning. I was braced for anything this morning.
I think it's easier. Am I incorrect in this?
In the dark.
In the dark.
Fog?
Well, I'm just saying, I saw I thought yesterday was worse when I was driving home.
Once I got on 255, it was fine.
Illinois was deep.
But Waterloo to 255, it was a wall.
Yes.
Of fog.
Yeah, and if it's not lit properly, that's another thing.
Yes. Gotta use those fog lights on your car.
You're really lucky you had somebody like Greg, an expert driver, to get you home yesterday.
Such a strong,
he's
strong driver.
Yeah.
All the right moves.
He's the guy. He's the right guy at the right time in the right situation.
I just closed my eyes and held on tight.
How did
we got there? But this morning, honestly, the fog wasn't. Everyone should be careful, but it wasn't that.
We're
bad.
also driving with not a lot of other cars, which is nice.
Yes, true.
But the visibility is still. It's
down.
It's difficult.
It's gonna be a challenge
I
this
did a little test glasses with my glasses on, and then I lifted them up, and I'm like, ooh, these glasses are saving people's lives.
They're good.
I wish I could have seen that.
There's some kind of feature, I guess, on my car, which I didn't know about, that I can put it on cruise control, and like on a day like today, and if I get too close to a car, like if you start getting in traffic, it'll slow down for you.
Yeah, that's that Tacoma that we had when we were out in California.
Yeah.
Our rental car had that. It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool.
It's not driving for you. But
but it is.
It kind of helps out.
Does yours ever just pound on the brakes though, real fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
One time, and it scares the crap
It's
out
so
of you.
scary. I know.
I was going in reverse for something.
Yep.
And I think I was gonna hit something possibly, or thought I was, and it just.
Oh, it hit the brakes?
Yes.
It's like having a driver's ed teacher with you with that brake on the floor.
It really startled me, though.
Did it save you from something?
I don't remember. Nick said it happened to him once, too.
It's happened to me probably 10 times.
10 times. That's how often he almost hit something.
Almost hits. They think it's saving your car.
I think our, what do you call it? The threshold for it is maybe...
A little sensitive?
Yeah, exactly.
You would prefer it lived a little more
and
dangerously.
a little late, frankly. You'll be parked still.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see someone walk behind you, like that you see completely clearly. Then you'll go and it'll throw on the brake. Like it sees the person too late sometimes. Anyway, but a couple of times it has been beneficial.
Yes.
It's not to say I would have hit a person or a thing necessarily, but I was like, oh,
Thanks, car.
good call.
My sister and her family need it when I park in their driveway, because I've had I've had two of my cars hit by them because they have a weird driveway. It's like you pull up the driveway because their garage is in the back, and it's this big landing area, so they can fit all the cars like facing their backyard, but then there's still room for people to park behind those cars. It's a huge driveway. Huge driveway brag for my sister.
Felt like it.
And so I don't think they're always used to cars being behind theirs, and twice now.
They're just not looking.
Yeah. I think they look, I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, they need that. My sister's the one that hit my car. I can't remember the other one.
Maybe she's just still terrorizing you.
Maybe. No, and that was like the first time in years I had to file an insurance claim, and it was against my sister. Made me feel pretty guilty.
She must have got you pretty good.
Oh, she did. Trust me. So the corporate gig was good?
Corporate gig was good. Kansas City, like kind of downtown Kansas City. So we walked around, had some good food. It's the Lowe's Hotel there, and it was for Andy's Frozen Custard, which is...
Oh, that was the corporate event. Where are they based?
A place we both frequent.
What is their... Where are they from originally?
It's either Springfield... I had always thought it was Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah?
But I think maybe the first one was Osage Beach, Lake of the Ozarks.
How many locations of Andy's are there?
That's a good that's a good question. They're much further than I would have thought.
Chris learned on the show that it wasn't just one.
Yes.
Oh, he thought the Kirkwood one was the
He was
only
like, well, our family always go to Andy's. And I think somebody was like, well, there's other ones. It's like, what? There's more?
Yeah, it looks like they go all the way to Branson. So it's a Missouri
Oh, it
base.
it goes to Arizona,
Oh.
and then it goes to all the way to the East Coast, Carolinas and Florida.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And Atlanta.
Is frozen custard healthier than ice cream?
I doubt that.
That would be no.
It'd be unlikely.
Okay, so it was good.
Yeah, it was good. Good people, and yeah, it was fun. It was good to hang with Greg, and yeah, we had a nice time. And then I'm back in Kansas City Saturday, so it's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, you're doing Nikki's. You're opening for Nikki. Where's she?
I think it's the Uptown Theater. I think it's called. It's one of those big, cool Nikki places.
That's
so yeah,
awesome.
I'm excited. It should be fun.
140 company-owned franchise stores across 15 states.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah, they are doing.
Osage Beach
Wow.
is where they were founded in 1986.
Yeah.
Great year. I graduated high school.
Did you?
I did.
Go Andy's.
Yeah. It was strong.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing old Andy, and there's actually an Andy.
There's actually an Andy. I believe his parents started it, named it Andy because he was their son when he was like, I don't know, 17, 18. And then he, certainly took over.
Well, he has to take over. He's like, I'm Andy.
Yeah.
This is mine now.
Yep.
He first tasted frozen custard in Wisconsin,
Oh, interesting.
which is crazy that he wouldn't have tasted it like Ted Drew's.
I wonder if it was Culver's because Culver's is big.
No, Leon's frozen custard was where he first had
it's
it.
like all over the
in
place
Milwaukee.
in the old Wisconsin, right? I mean, they're frozen custard in left and right.
Are they?
Back in the 80s, 70s? Yeah, I'm sure Ted was probably the only one custard in around here.
Was he? Well, but how long's Ted Drew's been in business?
I mean, since Route 66, right?
Yeah, almost 100 years. I think.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's closed right now, everyone. I don't want to get your hopes
Ted
up.
Drew's is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They close in the winter. They need a break.
Oh, absolutely.
They need a break.
Well, they need
Oh, they got to
workers,
rest all that twist and turning
Yeah,
the things
upside
upside down. And
Yeah.
that'll work.
too. Get carpal tunnel.
What about you, Brando? You have half your household is ill right now.
Yeah, man, we're dealing with illness. Kids have been home from school this week, which is no fun. But yesterday was kind of my weird Wednesday because we don't really have anything on Wednesdays, so that was nice. And then found out that Owen, so he tried out for the play this year, which he's never done before. And I'm always like,
Yeah, for sure.
You should do it.
I think you should always do things that are, something you might not do, and you might find something you actually love.
Yeah, and he's a ham. And
Yes.
it's like you should do it. And so he tried out, and then he got called back. So he had the call back yesterday.
When he tried out, did he have to sing a song?
No, I don't think so. They were
Remember,
just
I told
reading
you
lines.
my song. 8th grade. It was the play was Sis Boom Ba. And it was like a Newt Rockney football, I don't even know, kind of musical. So my mom and my sister really coached me and practiced with me for my song. And it was If My Friends Could See Me Now, which is, I thought, oh, that's a good one. It'll show my personality.
Yeah.
I get in there, they're all singing church songs.
Yeah.
And if they could see me now, that little gang of mine.
Why were they singing church songs, though?
Because-
I think your mom and your sister were right.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a Broadway show.
Well,
What happened?
I got cheerleader 1. There was only
you were full
one
of
big
cheer.
female part, and my friend Susan got it. She had a much lovelier voice than I
Oh, there
did.
was only one, so it's not that crazy.
No, I mean, I got to cheer, and that was
So
fun.
you were in it. You did it.
I was in it. We were all in it.
Yeah.
But I was hoping to
Yeah,
play
you wanted something better.
the lead, even though I don't have a good voice.
Well,
Yeah, just
Owen-
ask Nick.
Well, not what
Too
I
bad
just
he's
heard.
not here today.
Yeah, he was here yesterday. He was a delay. Well, Owen thinks he's got a decent shot at the lead.
Whoa.
Based solely on the fact that the lead character's name is Owen. He's like, well, I'm Owen.
That is the only not because he had a great audition. No other reason besides his name. Well, they can't look anywhere else but here. I'm the Owen.
Half the
And,
battle's just
he must
answering.
be telling everybody because I talked to another kid that was like, yeah, he thinks he's going to get it because he said he's the most Owen that he knows. And I'm like, well, it's true.
He is super,
He is Owen.
Gosh,
super Owen-y.
that is so funny. That's a good question of the day. When did your parents steer you wrong?
That's a great
It's
one.
really because it could be about anything. You know, you went. I remember going off to
Buying a house or
But I went off to college, I remember, and I had to go through Rush, and my mom and my sister both helped me pack all the stuff for the clothes. And the first day, I call my mom, and I'm like, I am not prepared for this. These people are really decked out. So my mom and my sister drove to Columbia, and we went shopping for the next day, for the next Rush day.
try to keep up.
Wow.
But, just like little things that maybe they thought like this was the way to do it. And you go in and you're like, you're singing If My Friends Could See Me Now. That's a fun call in. You guys think about yours. If
Yeah.
there's something that your parents steered you wrong on. Oh, you have plenty of time to think about it. I want
I'm
to tell you about yesterday. I wrote this down because I thought it was pretty funny. I was watching Jeopardy because I'm an old lady and I like to watch my Jeopardy followed by the local news. And one of the questions was, let's see here. It was bald is beautiful was the category. All right. And they showed pictures of the people and told you a little bit about them. And so they showed a picture of Albert Pujols and they said this person, blah, 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 blah. And the guy, Lloyd, I think his name was, I can't remember, rang in and he said, who is the wretched Albert Pujols?
The wretched.
And then he said, go Cubs.
I would thought nobody would get it. The Jeopardy folks are notoriously bad at sports, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
The
And
question.
He knew.
That's
They're
impressive.
wretched.
That's funny.
I thought it was very funny because Ken was like, whoa.
What's that all
What's all the
about?"
hate? And he's like, go Cubs. I thought it was pretty funny, too.
That is really good.
But of course, then I was not rooting for him. He was out.
No.
He was out.
All it
See
takes
ya.
is the one thing.
But I
and
believe
you're out on him.
I think he won. I think he was. Oh, okay. The final Jeopardy question was. I was like, I had no idea about that. It was movies from the 80s. Okay, film in the 80s. Nobody got it, and it was something like Oliver Stone named the lead character in this 1982 movie Montana based on.
Well, it didn't say Montana.
It didn't say Montana.
Yeah.
Based on
His favorite quarterback.
his favorite quarterback. It did not say
or
Montana.
the guy who won
You're
the
right.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I'm like,
I guessed the same. I actually watched this, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I guessed the same wrong thing that the other two people
yes,
did.
because did you have any idea Oliver Stone was associated with? Do you know what the answer is?
I have no idea.
It's Scarface.
So I guess he wrote it because I was like, Brian De Palma did
Yes.
that. I had a hope. Well, Brian De Palma to myself. Emma
Yes.
couldn't have cared less. And I'm like, Montana. I didn't know that at all.
I didn't either. And so then I asked Nick if he knew it. He didn't know it.
yeah.
And Nick's a fan of Scarface.
Oh, yeah.
Because of his Italian heritage.
Sure.
But yeah, he had no idea either. I thought that was an interesting. They all got it wrong. They all answered. What did they answer?
Two of them answered Platoon. One woman just wrote question marks. She couldn't even guess
An Oliver Stone
an
movie.
Oliver Stone movie or any movie.
Yeah. But I had no idea Oliver Stone was even associated with the movie Scarface.
No.
I bet I didn't look this up, but this is what I just assumed. I assumed that he wrote the script, and it was
Yeah.
before he started really directing.
It had to be.
like Quentin Tarantino wrote.
Yes. True Romance.
Yeah.
Before he started directing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. It was interesting, though.
Yeah, that was. I blew my mind. I should have known to call you because I was like, couldn't believe it.
I know, because you're feeling pretty confident that you
wasn't
were right.
interested.
Yeah. Anything else we want to discuss before we move on? I have a couple texts from yesterday that came in. Brando had to get all those fart noises in while the Combi boys were out
Yeah.
yesterday.
Is that what happened
Really hit the
yesterday?
board.
Well, there
hard.
was a story about some guy on an airplane that
Yeah, he intentionally, like, he was drunk and
he was like,
arguing, and he
well,
was like,
what do you think
farting
about
on
this?
purpose. Yeah.
and he got kicked off.
Hasn't somebody done that? Isn't that feels like that happened within the last year?
Maybe it was the same guy.
Then just watched American Nightmare on Netflix. After hearing you guys talk about it, you have to discuss it on a podcast. Thanks for the recommendation.
Okay.
And then at the towards the end of the show, Brando quizzed Nick and I on Scholar Bowl questions. We performed terribly. Questions are way too long. I lost interest. We're both dumb. I mean, I'll tell you. I know nonsense information.
I wish I was here for that. I never did
I
a Scholar
got
Bowl.
more questions.
Yeah.
But somebody said, I have a very strange request, but you asked a question this morning on some type of quiz that had to do with a man with tattoos, Fahrenheit, and something about running a man over. Can you please repeat that question word for word?
Oh, yeah, I can.
All right. So if you're listening to the podcast, text her. It was the only time, first and only time this person has texted into the show.
No kidding.
Yeah.
It was actually our first question.
Yeah, it was.
The question was, and Tim, I won't give you the answer, so maybe you can figure it out. Okay. In a novel by this author, Mildred tells her husband that Clarice McClellan was hit by a car and died. A short story collection by this writer is tied together by a man's tattoos. This author's story, Rocket Summer, appears in his book, The Martian Chronicles. Name this author of Fahrenheit 451 and The Illustrated Man.
Who is Ray Bradbury?
Ah!
We don't need the who is. This is not Jeopardy.
Nick guessed,
always Jeopardy.
Nick guessed John Grisham.
I will say the only ones I recognize, Fahrenheit 451 was the big one.
That's
Yeah.
what you need is that
And
last.
Martian.
Yeah,
that last
but how about
sentence.
all of the words before that?
Right.
Yeah, but if you really know Ray Bradbury,
Yes,
you'll
yes.
get it from the first sentence, and then you beat everybody to the punch.
Oh, you can just hit. I get
But
it.
sometimes
buzz in as early as
sometimes you
possible.
buzz in early, and it could be a
it's-
problem
It's a gamble.
because they might not be asking that question.
Oh, because then they go, and his sister
Yeah,
once
right.
went
Yeah.
to the capital of Kansas. Yeah.
We both were big dummies on it. Nick beat
There was
me.
not a lot of buzzing in early.
No, I did
in the
not.
game
I was
yesterday.
here.
There was a lot of wait.
He's got
until
more
the end.
questions. He can
Yes,
quiz you.
please.
All right.
I would love that.
Priory apparently gave Tim a much better education.
Yeah, at least he
than-
got the Ray
I'm not going to
Bradbury
put
one.
my school down. It's not their fault.
We were talking to people at this corporate thing, these Andes guys, and this one guy was like, "Oh, I'm from St. Louis. I grew up in Kirkwood, and I own the Andes in Atlanta now." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And I thought he said he went to Kirkwood High School, but he didn't. He was like, "I went to the Kirkwood store," and then he goes, "Yeah, I went to Priory High School." And I was like, "What?"
Really?
Yeah, but also I was like, "Who calls it Priory High School?"
You just call it Priory.
Yeah, so I kind of
Maybe he's lying.
How
then
old
I had
of
to
a
ask
guy?
him a few questions to make sure it was legit.
Did you do the sacred handshake? Make sure it's legit.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but yeah,
I mean, you don't say what it is,
There's
but
a
we
few
know that it is.
challenges you can do.
Yeah.
Young, way younger than
Oh,
me.
okay.
Much younger.
So you couldn't even go, oh, yeah, you know.
We put something, his best friend, his cousin. Yeah,
Did he do anything insulting like, oh, yeah, I know some old people that went there? And you're like, thanks a lot.
All right, let's get on with the show. Lots to do. We've got all those tickets to give away. 4-packs of Disney on Ice with Throwback Live. Janet Jackson with Nelly is coming to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. We'll have that for First 5 Notes. Besides that, it's Thursday. Court will be in session a little after 8. Hollywood Outsider is coming up. Food Court, some good stories, some local news as well, as far as James Beard finalists have been announced, and St. Louis is in the mix for a couple of the different categories. So all this and more, and where the question of the day today, how did your parents steer you wrong? I know, it's kind of a weird question, but if we get 3 good stories, it'll be worth it. You can text us on the Cheney Window and Door text line 314-669-4665.
The Hollywood Outsider on 106.5 The Arch.
Well, The Daily Show finally found their new host, and it's the old host. Jon Stewart is returning to The Daily Show on Comedy Central. However, he's only going to be on Monday nights. The rest of the week is going to be handled by the rest of their correspondents, I guess basically the way they have been doing it. He put out an announcement yesterday. It said, "Friends, after much reflection, I have decided to enter the transfer portal for my last year of eligibility. Excited for the future. 5'7"-ish, 165 pounds, 14.8 second 40.
Wait a minute. So the Daily Show now will be Jon Stewart on Monday nights and various people on the other nights of the week.
Yes.
Until the election, I think it said.
Oh, really?
I
He's
think
just
so.
coming back for the election?
Maybe. I don't know.
He's joining February 12th will be his first day back.
Weird. And
I think he
elections-
misses it, and to commit to one day a week maybe isn't as much of a commitment.
But boy, they really. I mean, I get it. It's Jon Stewart. I get that it's the move. But if you get Jon Stewart, I guess I'd say, don't you just put him on? Isn't that something different? That is crazy. The hoops.
I think you just do the Daily Show once a week.
I do too.
The hell with the rest of it.
Great.
Yeah.
Who cares about the rest of it?
Change the name.
Man,
Yeah.
you've really come up with some good ideas the past 2 days.
Yeah, I had a
Is
good
that right?
idea.
Yeah,
I
the
don't even remember what it
Punxsutawney
was.
Phil.
Oh, yeah, because PETA
has a dumb idea.
Yeah.
They're like, we want to get rid of Punxsutawney
But I
Phil.
understand what their problem is with it. They just don't have good marketing people, and it makes them look unlikable. But Brando had an idea.
Yeah, their idea was to we'll get a big gold coin and we'll just flip it. And then either, one way it's summer, one winter, whatever. And I said, why don't you try to get whatever these towns that do the groundhogs, get rid of the actual groundhog, and just each town tries to get the biggest celebrity they can get
To come out
of the stump and
see their shadow or not.
See their shadow or
and
not.
the surprise is also, who's the celebrity going to be this year?
They could even come out in a groundhog costume and then
Yes.
take their head off and, oh my gosh, it's,
I like it.
Yeah, that way you don't have to worry about the animals.
Yeah, the animals are
Because I
fine.
agree with PETA. It's not nice.
Not nice.
and then you get celebrities.
Ideas. You got the ideas.
I got ideas. Not sure if the hangover from Elle King's recent drunken performance on Dolly Parton's birthday is to blame for this, but she just postponed her show tomorrow night in Fort Worth, Texas. No explanation. It was a real sudden announcement that came out. She has not spoken publicly since her slurred singing session. Dolly hasn't said anything, but Dolly's sister has.
Stella?
Yeah, I believe so. She said she called Elle a, quote, spoiled brat.
That Stella's pretty funny.
She's great. I believe she is Dolly.
Oh, you do? She's saying everything Dolly wants to say?
I think she knows this is what Dolly thinks, but only I get to say it because Dolly's got to walk. She's got to walk the line.
If my sister were famous, I'd be the one being the mowing down people for her.
Yeah. I can't say it, but you can.
Wow.
I don't know why anybody's shocked about this. This is no different. This behavior is what Elle King's always been.
Right.
She's a party girl.
Right.
She's a drinker. You had her host a New Year's Eve party in Nashville. She got tipsy. I don't know why you think this would be any different.
I didn't. The her being drunk or whatever, I was like, all right, that's kind of disrespectful. It was the
country accent is crazy.
I was like, what is going
It was
on?
crazy.
That is not even close to you. Remember when Travis Kelce scored a touchdown in the game against the Bills over the weekend? Threw up that heart, his little heart hands.
Yeah.
Up to his lady, Taylor Swift. Well, he says those heart hands weren't for Taylor.
For his mom?
No, they were for the Bills fans. He said some things were said about the families. Some pretty inappropriate things were said about Pat Mahomes. It was pretty whack. I don't hate you guys like you hate us. It's all love, baby. It's all love.
I'm not a fan of that heart thing. I really
I'm not
dislike it.
Fan of how much the Chiefs have engaged with these Buffalo Bills fans.
Yeah, but
That's part of, I don't know,
there's
take
one
it easy.
one good thing came out of it. The kicker, the poor guy for the Bills.
Buffalo, yeah.
He's a part of a cat rescue, and
Chiefs fans.
and Bills fans and other football fans have now donated, and I don't know how far it is now, but in a day they raised
Oh, it was over
$200,000 for this cat rescue.
Yeah.
Save about as many cats as you have. I mean, that's
I should start a
annual budget for cats.
Start some kind of
cat fund.
GoFundMe for myself.
Yeah.
There you go. Chiefs play the Ravens on Sunday. When it was announced that Ryan Gosling was cast to play Ken in Barbie, there were lots of people who thought it was a terrible idea. I think people in this room, we were all kind of like,
We didn't know what this was going to be.
Ryan
But once they got big names, I was like, well, these people wouldn't have signed on to nonsense.
Yeah, you're right. Well, his lady, Eva Mendes, remembers it well. And in the wake of his Oscar nomination, she pointed out that, quote, despite all the hashtag not my Ken ridicule and articles written about him, he created this completely original, hilarious, heartbreaking, new iconic character and took it all the way to the Oscars. So
Take that.
it's someone, if you took all the flack that he did during that time, someone does need to kind of stand up for him and be like, hey, remember you guys all thought he was going to be terrible? Well, he did fine.
Yeah, Gosling's doing just fine.
Plus, any momentum that he may have felt, and I mean, he's a guy, I'll back down, but he's not really getting to celebrate that he was nominated because
of all the controversy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So he just kind of has to go, yeah, you're right. God, I
What
saw
were they thinking? I'm sure you guys have talked about it. Well, I can't.
I wasn't that. I was more bothered by Greta than Margot Robbie. I just think not everybody is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, like you agree that Margot Robbie shouldn't have gotten nominated?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we're kind of
Not saying that.
She probably
I'm like, you
didn't
just
need
don't.
to.
It's not like everybody's going to get nominated.
The Greta thing is a very real snub for the biggest movie of the year.
But the Oscars aren't about the biggest movies.
No, I know, but it's also that thing broke
The
new
Greta
ground.
thing
That thing broke ground creatively, and as it pertains to the directing of it. I mean,
I agree.
If you look at how they shot that whole thing versus some of those other nominations.
Yeah, I think of
doesn't
the
mean
two,
she should win.
It would make more sense if she got nominated versus Margot Robbie. Not that I just don't think she did anything remarkable in that role.
No,
she was great.
She just did a good job.
She was good, but
Everyone that was nominated did a fantastic job, and the 5 people after them that didn't quite get nominated all probably did fantastic work. It's just, expand the category, I guess. Then everyone feels happy and everyone gets a reward. Speaking of which, Whoopi Goldberg doesn't think Greta Gerwig or Margot Robbie were snubbed by the Academy because they weren't nominated. She said, not everybody gets a prize. So she was kind of fine with it.
it's true. Not everybody does.
And you would think she would be kind of in a bad mood because wasn't she a part of the Color Purple reboot thing?
I don't think so. Was
I thought
she?
she was a
Yeah, she had
producer
to be
or
a
something.
producer.
I know she wasn't
could
in
be
it,
wrong, but
They got nothing.
Yeah, they only got 1 nomination.
really?
Yep. Armie Hammer's new girlfriend says he's still into freaky stuff, but don't worry, she's into it too. Everything's fine.
I mean, that goes beyond freaky.
Danny Masterson is doing everything he can to get out of jail. He was denied bail pending the appeal of his rape conviction. He's currently serving a 30-year sentence. Halle Berry made a movie for Netflix. It's called The Mothership. And apparently it's so bad, they are not going to show it. They are not going to show it. They have shelved it.
Done?
And it's done. And it's Netflix. What do they care? They don't have to roll it out to box offices or anything. They just flip a switch and it's on.
I wonder if that's purely Netflix just saying, yeah, this isn't up to our thing, or
I mean, that would have to be bad.
other people involved are like, yeah, we just didn't. That seems crazy.
And it's like a sci-fi movie. And I mean, you don't have to have that great of a sci-fi movie, and I'm probably going to watch it. But I don't know. Beetlejuice
do it for Brando.
2. Yeah,
Put
do
it
it.
out.
Although based on, maybe I don't want to see it. But Beetlejuice 2 is expected to hit theaters in September of this year. And Catherine O'Hara was talking about it. She is back in the movie, of course. I think everybody's back, or most of them are back. And she says she has a crazy and thrilling scene with Michael Keaton. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Maybe it's good stuff. Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo says that he was offered the role of Doc Brown in Back to the Future, which you look at him, you're like, I guess he could have. I don't think he was old enough. Doesn't feel like he was old enough.
Yeah, he was.
But, we're just assuming that Doc was really old because of Christopher Lloyd playing it that way. but he just had to be older than Marty.
And Christopher Lloyd wasn't that
He
old.
wasn't
It was
that
just
old.
the hair.
It was
Yeah.
just that like wild and crazy hair. But it's funny, his reason for turning it down, he said, because I'm not an actor. I like that. I'm Brando, your Hollywood outsider.
I have more predictions about the year 2024 from 100 years ago.
Oh, these are
These ones,
nice.
there's some on here that are that I like better than the previous list that we had last week. Somebody said that eventually beds would launch kids up and onto their feet in the morning. Then a flying bus would pick them up and get them to school in 2 minutes flat.
That sounds like the Jetsons.
It really
It's
does.
like the opening scene from the Jetsons.
Yeah, it does. It pushes them up, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they're on the
Out of bed.
the treadmill that like
Yeah.
takes them through the house and they get dressed. And
This is funny. Somebody said in 2024, our legs wouldn't work anymore. The muscles in our legs would have atrophied from never being used, all thanks to the invention of cars.
we're close. It's like WALL-E. The characters in WALL-E are like that. They can't really.
Because they're
Well, they're out in space. They're on like a spaceship, and they have these little like wheelchair kind of things that roll them around, and they're all fat and they
we
can't
just need
walk.
to get everybody a QB. You know, at
Yeah,
least you're
you can
moving your
work it
legs
out.
a little bit.
Love the cube. Hey, how old do you think Christopher Lloyd was in Back to the Future?
41.
46.
47.
Okay. Traveling to other planets would be easy and common. They compared it to crossing the Atlantic Ocean in 1924.
Yeah, we're there.
Flying clothing. Someone predicted we all be basically wearing suits that made us fly everywhere.
Man, that would be great.
Think we'll ever see people in our lifetime
Jetpacks.
jetpacks. Like,
I don't think
think
so.
they're-
I think the personal drone thing makes the most sense because those drones are really easy to maneuver and control. And the idea that you could like stand on one and you could just drone yourself around.
drone yourself
I
around.
feel like that's going to happen.
Let's see what else. They said that New York City would have 30 million people. Canada would have 100 million. It's 8 in New York and 40 in Canada. I don't know why they said that.
Way off.
Jazz would be lumped in with classical music. A Russian violinist said it in 1924 to convince people jazz wasn't, quote, a destructive force in the world. What, were people real down on jazz?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like sexy music.
Really?
Hanky-panky
Yes.
time stuff.
So this violinist was trying to help it,
Yeah.
I guess.
But he's not wrong. I think young people do think of jazz and classical as kind of the same.
Do
Yeah,
they?
he's right. I mean,
My wife does.
Does
She
she?
hates jazz. She gets very upset.
Jazz is, it's not my favorite. The notes don't go. It's just, it's chaotic
I
to
like
me.
a little jazz.
It's a little chaotic. Men, this actually kind of happened, I guess. Well, I mean, it did happen. Men would stop wearing corsets. So back in the day, girdles and corsets were somewhat common for men.
Yeah, but they're starting to wear them again.
They're wearing
with
those
the shapewear
the
stuff.
compression shirts, yeah.
Try to take my corset from me.
And then finally, people would think radios were silly and old school. Some probably do still, but not when your car. You depend on that radio. The radio set that so amazed you the first time you listened in will excite laughter among Americans in 2024. They didn't think radios would go away. They just thought the technology wouldn't be all that incredible anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
If it ain't
we're not
broke-
doing cutting edge stuff here. But we are. It said something about making people laugh.
Yeah,
Well, I
right.
think we do that every
It
now
does
and again.
sound a lot better than it did 100 years ago.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right.
So,
Stick it in your ear,
The
buddy.
talent is better than ever. And I don't know if that's true or not. All right, let's get a look at your foggy morning commute.
The Courtney Show.
Can't wait to show my friends today. Best thing I saw yesterday.
Some things I found interesting. Some things made me laugh. One thing I'm sure made Greg Warren angry because I sent it to him. I follow this page on Instagram called The Kitchen. It's not spelled. I think they're missing the E at the end of kitchen. But they post recipes and they also do product tests. And they, based on all of their findings, they rank lots of things, and they did a whole big dive into peanut butters and different categories.
Oh, yeah?
About like the best
About
peanut
how
butters.
people that make the extra crunchy are lazy because they shouldn't charge as much because they haven't finished making.
The work, no.
That's my
But like
favorite joke.
best organic, best crunchy, best, like on the market with extra sugars and stuff in it, peanut butter, just plain old peanut butter. And they voted for Skippy.
No way.
No. They had like a ton of people. It was a blind taste test. The peanut butter were in like little cups, and people came through and tasted all of them. Skippy beat out, and they didn't even tell you who was in second, third, fourth.
You're kidding. That's it. They just said, this is probably brought to you by Big Skippy.
Yeah. And they picked something called Teddy's for like the best organic, possibly.
Never even heard of that.
I haven't either.
No way.
I had to do Skippy when, remember Jif was out of the game for a little bit.
And you
They had
said
to
it,
take a
you
little-
didn't, it's not as good.
I didn't realize until then how much of how pro Jif I was.
Jif fans were angry. I was reading all the comments. Skippy, I cannot trust any of the other words in this post.
Agreed.
Jif for life.
Yeah, Alex won't eat any other peanut butter.
Yeah,
Jif
so
is it.
I did not hear. He was radio silent on that link that I sent him. I'm not sure.
Put up with it.
Slander.
Here's something that'll make you a little happier if you're a Jif loyalist. Edwardsville, I guess, was named among the top towns to visit in Illinois by World Atlas. Whatever that is, it's a publication. They said Edwardsville delivers an outstanding balance between small town charm, big city amenities.
It's a great town. Lived there.
And they have a
several
picture
years.
of the Wildie.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I
Love
love it.
Edwardsville.
So I thought that was cool.
We'd still live there if we didn't have these damn kids.
Greg at the Andy's thing was talking about peanut butter at the Andy's Frozen Custard corporate event we did. And so he hits Reese's pretty hard, and then someone at one of the tables revealed that that's the peanut butter they use at all the Andy's.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, really?
Is it uncomfortable?
It was funny.
And then this really made me laugh. It's a family size thing of Oreos. The top is open and the whole middle section is gone.
Yeah.
And it says,
Hurt in a car accident? Injured on the job? At Cantor Injury Law, we know how overwhelming it can feel. With over 100 years of combined local legal experience and over $500 million won, we fight to get you the justice you deserve.
You can count on Cantor Injury Law to stand by your side. You pay nothing out of pocket. We only win when you win.
When you're injured, count on Cantor. Cantor Injury Law, 314-628-9999, or visit CantorInjuryLaw.com.
You can count on Cantor.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.